after a quick stop in Camp Caleb last week, we're barely hanging on to the precipice of the Prince. One false move, we're probably off the mountain for good. Haven't won a game since Thanksgiving. In any event, it's time for the frostiest segment in all of sports. It's a special Mahomes birthday edition of Mahomes Mountain. Oh, jeez. That was almost real.
I gotta say, I know that's green screen and fake.
Why? Don't spoil it for the audience.
It was?
Wow, I thought he was really
Despite that,
I thought it was really
I found myself rooting for you to plummet. just fall. Quick reminder of the rules of the mountain. If you are not a listed starting quarterback, you're not even in the fell off the mountain category, because it feels mean to put guys like Jordan Love or Tua, who got hurt, in the fell off the mountain.
Sure.
And, Bryce has been benched. So if you're, what's
You
up,
have
bro?
to be playing to have fallen off the.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. What, bro?
You know what this is.
What? No.
I know exactly what you're doing. New rule, because now Caleb cannot have fallen off the mountain because he's still playing.
No, there's 4 starting quarterbacks. You're confused, bro.
I am
Sorry.
confused. I thought you said if you're.
Let's go to the bottom of the mountain.
Because Caleb, there's an argument that he should have fallen off.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if he did. There's 32 spots. There's 4 starting quarterbacks who have fallen off the mountain. Bo Nix, Skylar Thompson, Will Levis, and Daniel Jones
Where's the other
are all off the mountain. There are 28 quarterbacks. There are 28 spots on the mountain. The point I was making is Tua and Jordan Love are just, they've been helicoptered out to home base until they're back healthy again. Okay, now to row 7 of the mountain. You jackals got what you wanted. Caleb is plummeting.
Is it left to right? Better not.
It is not left to right.
Not be left
Caleb, it's not left to right. It's not right to left. It is just an assortment. Caleb has plummeted, and the climb will be historic and grand when he makes it. But you guys demanded that it be purely about what you've done in the NFL. So because of that,
no, let's
he has
include
to be
high
at the
school.
bottom. It's next to Jaden Daniels, Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew. I'll be honest, I don't want Deshaun Watson or Andy Dalton on my mountain, but you can't put the other guys on it. And I'll be honest about this. I told the entire world, take out a second mortgage to bet against Malik Willis. And he really stuck it to me this weekend, so he gets a mountain spot. I'm as shocked as anybody, but Malik stuck it to me, and gamblers everywhere, so he gets on the mountain. Row 6. This one's pretty obvious as far as who fell and who rose. Brock Purdy's got to fall. He had 2 terrible turnovers, could have had a third. Jalen Hurts, I thought played really well and then made a terrible decision at the end, so he maintains. The mountain is fair, and sadly, it's been, it's not snowing so much in the mountain as it is raining, which explains the Prince's fall. Sam Darnold and Justin Fields must move up. They have both played very well, and their teams are winning. And Anthony Richardson has to slip a bit. Listen, I love watching the guy play, but at this point, we need a little bit more consistency. So row 6, there's a lot of talent on that row, a lot of high draft picks. That's row 6. Now to the top 15 guys. Row 5, all risers except for one. Kyler Murray, playing the best ball he's played in years. Derek Carr, playing the best ball he's played in his life, kind of. More on that later. Kirk Cousins, I think you saw while Wilds, I think, was ready to say he needs to retire. Kirk, after week 1, Brew, back me up, Brew. Wilds had written off the Falcons, written off Kirk.
He did have 170 yards before a boneheaded play by Nick Sirianni.
170 yards before the game-winning 2-minute drive.
Yeah, that he shouldn't have had an opportunity to do.
But he did have the opportunity. Hold on, Wilds, you know what, Wilds?
The Achilles section of this.
Brew and I don't play fantasy football. We play real football. And in real football, he drove the team right down the field in a minute. He moved up, and in that 2-minute drive looked good. Aaron Rodgers, I thought, played better in week 2 than week 1, so he moves up. My biggest conflict on the mountain, Brew, I'll be honest, was Jared Goff. Because I didn't think the level that he played, to me, deserved to move him down, but I couldn't put Darnold or Fields up. None of that felt right. So Goff is hanging onto that row by a thread. Row 4, Dak's bad picks make him drop. I don't really blame Stafford for the game this weekend. He's down so many guys, but he has to drop a bit. He wasn't great. Justin Herbert, didn't really do much of anything, but didn't have to do much of anything, which is kind of the dream for them right now with the Chargers, the opposite of what it's been. And Geno bleeping Smith, we are now in his 3rd year as a starter for Seattle. They are 19-15 in his starts. He completes 68% of his passes. He throws for 250 yards per game. He has a 97 rating and a 52-21 touchdown interception ratio. When you do that for 3 years, you're just a good quarterback.
Yep.
It's not just a good story anymore. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He deserves to be there. Row 3. The Wilds wanted Joe Burrow kicked off the mountain along with Kirk Cousins. The mountain knew better, and he's maintained. Lamar, they lost. I thought he played well. I thought he played smart. I didn't think he was the reason they lost. And he had fallen further than he probably should have after week 1, so we correct. And Baker bleeping Mayfield. Go to Detroit and get a win that leaves Dan Campbell in tears. You're so distraught. Baker just wreaking havoc across the NFC. Row 2 and 1, it's pretty anticlimactic because I think it's what every single logical person would have right now as row 2. We can show it to you. And row 1. CJ's got to move up. I know they only scored 19 points. He's just making big 3rd down play after big 3rd down play in both games. And, of course, Patrick's at the top. So there it is.
Solid mountain.
The latest edition of Mahomes Mountain. Coach.
I got some issues.
Okay.
Coach.
Coach, you're not happy.
How could you not be happy with it?
That was a good mountain.
At some point, you're gonna have to make your own mountain, and I'm gonna rip it to shreds. Because what possibly is wrong with the mountain?
First of all, how could Caleb be on the mountain?
Who do you? Okay,
Yeah, he
so
should
I'm
be
just
on.
curious. I'm just
I would
curious.
put Daniel Jones above Caleb.
Okay, Coach.
Caleb has.
Coach, you know people can see what you're saying.
Look, I appreciate that Caleb's a rookie, and I appreciate that there's a lot of hopefully bright things ahead of him in the future. But he has played poorly enough to be off the mountain.
Yeah, but not as poorly as Daniel Jones.
I mean, I don't know.
I do know.
Jones wasn't bad
It's a
last
toss-up, especially after last
Okay,
week.
well, even if it's a toss-up, you got to make a call.
I don't
He's
know,
better than Daniel Jones.
I don't know
not
how
a tough call.
Jaden Daniels isn't
What is up with
higher
this?
than Richardson. I mean, there's another one. But my biggest.
Love Jaden Daniels.
I'm not saying I'm in love with him.
And you guys
but,
thrown 0 touchdown
but
passes.
I
You want
watched,
him ahead of Anthony Richardson.
He's run for 2.
It's not the running back
I
mountain.
watched the game. Well, it looks like
He's
it might
been
be
good.
running back
Yeah,
on.
go ahead.
All right, so my issue is Derek Carr, and I know you don't love Derek Carr. If you hate Derek Carr, but yeah, that's exactly where it is. And just let's take a look at what he's done through the first 2 weeks for him to stand. What row is he on?
It's row 5.
Row 5.
Guy,
Can we
in
please
11 and
bring up
15.
his stats?
I
mean,
hope they don't have it.
Oh,
I hope they screw you here, Coach.
They might be screwing me. But it's pretty much.
there it is.
Oh,
First
there it
15
is.
drives.
And
That's
then we
pretty
saw
good.
it's a graphic that we've seen already, but
Oh,
that's
those
pretty
TVs.
impressive, right? I mean, to the first couple games. All right, can we bring up the second graphic to reinforce what I'm saying about Derek Carr's ascent up the mountain?
Oh.
Wait, first, second, third, second most points through 2 games since the merger.
I mean,
Yeah.
he really belongs higher on the mountain.
Don't you think?
What could
and
he
I
have
know,
done?
I know you dislike him,
It's
but
not that I dislike
but
him.
you're saying that Baker's performance through 2 games is better than what Derek Carr did?
Yeah. Oh,
Really?
yes. A
No.
definitive.
You're saying
Yeah.
Lamar's performance through 2 games is better than what Derek Carr did?
So again, I'm sorry
the
that
mountain-
I'm sorry that this, despite it being, multiple years of us doing this, still causes so much confusion. It is not purely a statistical representation of who is having the best season.
What a passer.
It is wait, Coach, Wilds, what is it? It is a rich
tapestry.
No,
of many factors.
Go to USA
It's,
Today.
it's a passion project where you whimsically throw quarterbacks up there.
No,
and you whimsically throw them down the
no,
mountain.
it's not
based
true.
off of however you feel.
It's flatly
Caleb.
not true.
He should be on the mountain in college.
I'm telling you right now, Derek Carr is ascending faster up the mountain than I could have ever imagined.
Sure.
But there is a limit to how fast one can scale the mountain, especially when one has a 12+ year history of attempting to climb the mountain, falling down, having his fellow mountain climbers mutiny against him, being sent to a different mountain. That guy is going to have to do more than have 2 great games.
You put Caleb on the mountain before he's in pro football.
I
Now he's in
understand.
pro football, and he's
And
falling
the
down
mountain, guess what? And guess what? That shows the fairness of the mountain. Even though he was a transcendent mountain climber as an amateur, and the professionals, he's struggling. Derek Carr is rising fast. Everyone, you know what? Here's the thing, bro. People these days, they just live in such a microwave society. They got to have it all done so quickly. We can't wait for Derek to slowly ascend. It's got to be right. Hey, he's first and everything. Why? By coach's logic, he would be ahead of Patrick Mahomes, correct? By your logic, because he's first in everything. They're scoring all those points.
Intangible.
Well, I've learned over time that it's called Mahomes Mountain, so no matter how badly he plays, he stays on top of the mountain.
Exactly.
No matter how poorly he plays,
right. Which is why it is America's most trusted quarterback ranking service, because we're not fickle.
It is America's
where we're
most
all of a sudden flip-flopping. Brew, please
most
go.
trusted mountain in the
Here
world.
we go. Look, Baker and I had a very public reconciliation
don't you
last
dare.
year. We're good. And you'll see later in the show, little tease, how much I like Baker and what he's been doing. But he's too high. Can we chill a little bit? I mean, this is saying he might be the fourth best quarterback in football.
4th to 6th on the mountain.
4th to 6th, right? Because it's not left to right. So he might be the fourth. No. Okay, I know he's off to a great start. All right. Washington, 4 touchdowns, 289 yards. You know who else looked really good against Washington?
Who?
Daniel Jones.
No, he didn't.
The aforementioned.
No, he didn't.
178
They scored
passing
18
yards.
points.
Hold on. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
And they lost.
Almost 200 yards passing.
He can't even get on the mountain.
Right, he's not
These
even on the
guys
mountain.
are out here
And
thieving for Daniel
then,
Jones.
Nick, last week, now congrats to Baker, he led them to a victory.
Yeah.
But actually, the defense led them
he
to
didn't
that
score
victory.
2 touchdowns?
The defense held, he threw for 1 and also a pick. He threw for 185
Only
yards.
19 attempts.
And 1, but still, the defense held them 6 times out of 7 trips to the red zone. It was the defense that won that game. So all I'm saying is, I off the top of my head, Purdy, Stafford, Carr, and Cousins should all be ahead of Cousins because of history. What he's and he looked good last night.
It's a rich tapestry.
Right, it's a rich tapestry. They should all be ahead of Baker.
It is
Good job,
Baker's playing well, but he's
but it's not
fourth, possibly the fourth best quarterback in the league.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, because Brew's long-standing beef with Baker.
No, we reconciled. We're cool.
You clearly did.
I'm
so
from
if
Cleveland.
I were,
he was good in Cleveland.
If it were simply the quarterback stats of this year, Baker would have a very strong case to be where he is. We can show you those stats. But we obviously know it is not purely the stats of this year. Because while the yardage is 10th, all those stats that Coach loved for Carr, Baker's right behind him in all of those things and tied with the passer touchdowns. But Wilds, what is it?
It's a rich tapestry.
It's a rich tapestry. So we go deeper than that and say, hey, how's Baker been for, I don't know, half a season? The last 8 games he's played, including playoff games. Let's see. 280 yards a game, that's good. 9 yards a pass, that's good. A 113 passer rating, that's good. A 4-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, that's good. Like it or not, Baker Mayfield for a half season now has been a top 6 quarterback.
Oh, no.
Brew.
Has he been better than Brock Purdy?
Those numbers right there are better than Brock's. Yes.
No, he has not. Over that time stretch, Purdy led a team to the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, hold
right.
on.
Purdy won playoff games.
Okay, so has his team been better? No. And he also won a playoff game. But yes, over this last half season, he has been for a team no one believed in except for me and Greg Jennings. And so, yeah, I mean, listen, he's been excellent, and he has the pedigree. And by the way, teams give up on Baker Mayfield, and they go to die. The Browns in quarterback hell. The Panthers in quarterback hell.
The Rams?
Well, the Rams, they didn't give up on him. They did the opposite. They gave him a life raft, and they've been rewarded for it. Go ahead.
You know, if you look at market research, they're going to say, don't talk about this guy. Even though he's got leading man qualities, a mustache and a flowing mane.
No.
I told you guys. I told you.
You told us what?
I told you this right here. Gardner Minshew, not good, but sneaky good. The guy is sneaky good, and everybody laughed at me. Now he's sitting at the bottom row. Stat that I got from Josh. Everybody, the last 2 regular seasons playing Lamar in Baltimore, everybody else is 1-6. Gardner Minshew, undefeated, 2-0. Went into Baltimore and won. You got to deserve to be up a little bit in the mountain. Now let's look at the stats. How's he doing? Is he just dinking and dunking? Well, he did a little bit in Baltimore, but he's completing his passes.
But 78%, yeah.
Leads the league.
He's the league.
266 yards. Everyone's running the Tampa 2 defense and nobody can throw the ball anymore. Gardner Minshew can. That's not
Who
you.
are you doing an impersonation of there?
A collective nerd. Change the leagues, look at the graphics. No, Gardner Minshew can still air that thing out. Long passes, 9 leads the league. So, and who is catching those deep passes? I've got great news for you. He didn't go to Fresno State. And maybe Devontae Adams doing Netflix shows saying that he doesn't like the Raiders. But look at the chemistry he has with Gardner Minshew.
So the guy catching those passes did go to Fresno State.
Yeah, but Derek Carr went to Fresno
Oh, I
State.
got it.
Gardner
Gardner
Minshew
didn't go to Fresno State. Now I
Yes,
understand.
now they're
I got
friends.
it. Yeah, I got
It's not
it.
just like a college
I understand.
And Devontae's like, oh man, you didn't go to Fresno State.
Yeah,
He's like, I know, dude, but now we still have our best friends.
I understand. I was confused.
And he's doing better than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
So, hey, buddy, don't get so upset because Derek Carr's lighting it up in New Orleans. I'm here. I'm Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
I'm sneaky good.
All right, that was
That was
2.5
good,
more
Lance.
minutes than any show in the world.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, no one wants to talk about the guy because he's sneaky good. But I
Sneaky
will.
good.
That was good, Lance.